Oh, sweet. There it is. welcome to another episode of the Uncensored Philly Sports Podcast. You got Wayne, Ethan, and Tim. Ephraim's curled up in his bed right now. I guess he didn't come on because he can't come on here and say, I told you I was right. But it was disappointing. Honestly, I think most of us in reality knew. I mean, I honestly didn't feel like we was going to win this game just because of how horrible the defense has been. But the sad part is the defense actually gave us a chance at it after a horrible start. The defense gave us a chance at it, and Jalen can't read a blitz. They was throwing
Jalen
all
can't
out
read
blitzes.
defenses. He can't read defenses. Go ahead, Wayne. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. No. That's cool. Go ahead. Go ahead. Because you. No, go ahead. Let
Hurts
the
ain't it.
all out.
Hurts ain't it. Hurts is not him. You seen guys yelling at him at the sideline, yelling at him on the sideline. He doesn't see his hot reads. Every time you got a blitz, he just wants to chuck the ball down the field. He's not. He instead of having on that play where he threw the game well on third down, he got tackled. Goddard was sitting there wide open. Goddard got tired of it. You seen Goddard on the sideline yelling at him. Dude has regressed to the point of it was a gimmick last year. When we went to the Super Bowl, it was a gimmick. It was a gimmick offense. Everybody fell for it. He was once the league caught up to him, he's done. I've been watching this dude. I've been telling y'all, dude has trouble reading blitzes. When Detroit started blitzing, I think it was his first year. That was the telltale sign. What are we working on? What are we doing? Same place he did turn around. Goddard did turn around. I have on video. Goddard turned around. I got it on video. Goddard turned around. I'm not trying to hear it.
I agree with you.
Goddard not only turned around.
Why do you think Goddard was there screaming at him on the sideline?
Ethan, hold on a second. Goddard not only was turned around, Jalen never even looked his way. He was locked in on Smith the whole way. He was locked in on him the whole way.
All right.
I have the videos. He did. I sent them all the videos. We said he turned around. He turned around. I'm not trying to hear it. Y'all keep trying to. Dude, how all they did was tee off. The whole time they just teed off on the blitz. All they did was teed off. This dude didn't have an answer. He takes a safety. He runs back 14 yards and takes a safety instead of throwing the ball away. What are we doing?
It wasn't 14 yards.
Dude is done. Dude can't. When the phone rings, all he got is a bunch of cliches, man. Work on reading the blitz. I'm tired of this dude. I'm done with him. Done with him. He's worse than Carson Wentz. Y'all talking about this dude is worse than Wentz.
All right. Is it my turn now? All right. Here's what I want to say. I just want to say, very good season. Congratulations to Philadelphia Eagles on on the biggest.
It wasn't no good season.
It was the biggest
10-1 and ended 11-6. How's that good?
I think he's being sarcastic. I think he's being sarcastic.
I was being sarcastic. Can I get my shot, please?
Go ahead. You cut me off. You want to yell when I'm talking.
All right. This was the biggest collapse in the franchise history. It could be sports history. We started 10-1 and lost 5 of our last 6 games. And here's the thing. The Bulls, he got his number. Remember his very first playoff appearance, Jalen looked exactly how Jalen looked today, a little bit, as far as they killed us. But I believe in the young boy. I believe he's going to come back next year with a new coordinator, new head coach. He's going to do better. But this was not a good game for him. I'm not here to cape for him tonight. I am not. It was a bad game. It was a poor performance. He just got to eat it. Young boy just got to eat it, go back to the playbook, and I believe they'll get better next year. I'm not going to sit there. But there's a lot of glaring issues on this team that needs to be addressed today. We know that he has to get better reading the defense. We all agree with that. So what else needs to be addressed besides Jalen and his inability to read all those blitzes that came out? What else needs to be addressed? Because there's a lot on the table that needs to be addressed besides just Jalen Hurts.
No, it's mainly Jalen.
Oh no, it's a lot that needs to be. It is a lot that needs to be addressed on the defense, and I agree. Grin, as I'm guessing it's pronounced. Our linebackers suck. Our cornerbacks stunk, especially Bradbury. What's his name is too small. Maddox keeps getting hurt in and out the lineup. Didn't we let a linebacker go? Somebody that was like leading his team in tackles with like 100 and something tackles that we let go because this Eagles ownership don't think that the linebackers are ever important. It's never important to them to bring in linebackers. Remember, they did the same thing with Trotter and some of the other linebackers we had. Linebacking position ain't so important. But you need somebody that's a beast in that middle. Either you need your safety to be a beast or your linebacker. And we let our linebacker go and we let Carter, what's his name? Johnson. We let him go, our safety. So it was definitely some bad moves on the defense by the front office. But that being said, we felt this team coming in was going to be so good because we got this deep defensive line. I even thought they was going to be that good. You know what I'm saying? So I think a lot of it does go on the players. And it looks as though maybe Hurts has to run an RPO. That's the only way he could run an offense because he's not a pocket passer. He's not. Either he gets happy feet and runs out. His first instinct is to run out of the pocket. And then even if that's not there, he looked like he don't really look like he has a progression to me. It looks like he's locked in to where he's going with it.
Before it's one and run.
Yeah.
Listen, this is. I know we talk about.
I disagree with it. He didn't run like that.
Ain't it going around?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Now, when I know it's other things we have to look at, yes, but the defense locked in. The defense locked in. Hold on.
After 4 straight possessions of scoring.
Okay, we was only down one possession. The defense locked in, and you went to like 3 or 4 3-and-outs. You can't keep doing that to your defense and expect them not to let something happen. And they let a play go. They locked in enough for the offense to come take the game over, and the offense said, "No, what? We don't want it. We don't want it." Jalen takes the safety, then this, then that, kept going 3-and-outs. Then finally the defense broke. You can't keep doing that to the defense. You can't keep doing that.
Defense was terrible tonight.
This is not the game you can blame the defense.
This is the game you can blame the defense.
You keep trying to blame the defense. How did Hurts play tonight? How did Hurts play?
Not this game.
And you are going to blame the defense. The defense put us behind the 8 ball early on, and then it collapsed late in the game.
Oh, so the defense gave up what, 3 field goals?
The defense, literally, they scored 32 points. They didn't score any points off of turnovers.
And garbage time when your offense can't do nothing, the other team can't get the ball back. What are you talking about?
First of all, the defense got so fortunate by all the drops of Tampa Bay. Don't act like that
defense also dropped interceptions. The defense should have had 3 interceptions that got dropped.
No, that's poor defense. Then that's still poor. That's still on their fault. You're right. They did drop potential interceptions.
So
if
your MVP quarterback was playing like an MVP,
Swift won't be back next year. Because they ain't gonna pay Swift.
If we had to get routed for us to get it, if we had to get routed to get a new offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator here, the head coach,
If Jalen Hurts refuses to go to the hot read, what is another offensive coordinator going to do with him?
First of all,
I'm gonna tell you in all honesty,
What's got the bull fired? What's got his offensive coach fired to bring somebody else in to stink again? What is he going to do if he's not going to the hot read?
Listen. If we keep it a bean, I know they was. You can't say what hot read because he missed a lot. First of all, in the beginning of the game, Smith was open a lot. And he kept going. It was one play. He threw a check. Yes, it was. It was one play. He threw a check down to Goddard and got short of a first down. Swift had his man beat. It was a multiple times where he made the wrong read, and you seen the guy open. And Jalen, because Jalen sees where he, like Ethan had said, one read and run. But he was making the one read. He wasn't running. I will give him. He was trying to stay in the pocket, but he wasn't looking. It reads to be made. If it's a 0 blitz, you got something somewhere. It's about pre-snap recognition.
It was the play calling. It started out with the play calling.
Yes.
First of all,
you seen him changing. Listen, on that first blitz, when he threw the deep to Goddard and the guy, you seen him changing the play.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. They lined up.
It was a read. You seen him changing the play.
The original play. They had nobody in the backfield.
Hold on. Even on the play, the 4th and 5, when he threw the pass to Devontae Smith, you had Goddard in the middle. And after that play, Goddard went to the sideline and called Hurts all kind of names. You seen him. And Mariota had to come over and stop him.
Did he say the N-word?
He probably did. Probably the A though, not the ER. He used the A. You seen him. He was like, yo, what are you doing? I'm wide open. Why are you throwing that pass? Hurts just sitting there.
And when he threw it to him, he wound up getting a pass interference, offensive pass interference, because he was so wide open. Goddard is a fraud to me.
Hurts is a fraud. Hurts is a fraud.
Goddard is he's a little overrated. He's a little bit
Hurts is overrated.
Hey, listen, hey, listen, y'all saying that it wasn't no hot read. Like Ethan said, yeah, he put a Cooper, but like Ethan was saying, it was the one play where he went and he tried to throw it out to Vontae on like a post out, and the ball was super high. It wasn't catchable, but like Ethan even called it out on the play. You saw Goddard doing a quick slant on the inside, and it was wide open. Boom, right there, and he could have ran with some yards. So I don't want to hear Hurts was hurt. Nah, he took the glove off. I didn't hear all these excuses when Wentz was having his downtime.
We ain't talking about no Wentz. Wentz is over.
No, but you don't. No, we are though.
No, we lost 6 or 7 games. Come on.
All I'm saying is the same.
They had him post route, X-Man. No, they had him post route to Goddard. He didn't want it.
2024 season. Why did we lose? What was the reason? It's not. You can't put it all on the quarterback. That defense
no. You can't.
Bad. That defense stunk all year long.
So if we'd have won, if we'd have came back and won, what was the first thing you would have said? Jalen Hurts won the game.
I would have said we barely won.
Because you would have came in here hyping Jalen like you have done this season when numerous times I've called out him having horrible games where he had like a 40 quarterback rating or a 60 quarterback rating. And no, Jalen, he's dropping passes on Jalen. No, it's the defense fault we lost. Jalen has not played great this year. He's not played great this year.
He was an MVP candidate. Jalen was an MVP candidate.
No, he was. Like me and Ethan was the same way. Remember y'all was talking about Josh
I said. Hold on, Wayne. Wasn't me and you saying Allen was better than Hurts? Ain't that was the argument? We're not going to do that.
Meanwhile, they threw a blitz at Allen. He ran 52 yards up the middle for a touchdown, and then he proceeded to throw the ball for a touchdown.
Listen, I taped all these things. I was sending all the plays Hurts missed to our boy. I was sending them. I still got more. I still got more in the chamber. He missed Swift on a couple of them. An easy out to your running back. Just pass it to him. See what he could do. No dump offs. He threw the running back like twice the whole game, and it was a bad decision when he threw it.
Yeah, I kind of think
this dude does not see the field. He does not see the field.
I disagree. I think he could have done better, but I ain't gonna sit there. To be honest with you, I think we missed Miles Sanders this year. I know everybody likes Swift, but Miles Sanders was a good back for us. Y'all acting like he was trash. He was
What you're not going to do is not going to say that, because I was big on Miles Sanders while he was here, and I was being told that Miles couldn't run outside, he couldn't run inside, that Boston Scott was a better running back and all these other things. So we're not going to say that I underestimated Miles Sanders.
I never said that. Miles only could play with Miles.
Don't make it like I wasn't giving Miles his props.
Miles he would dance a little bit too much, but for the most part. If I have to pick an every down back,
let's be clear. Swift is an every down back. They didn't give him the ball. They didn't give Swift the ball. Let's be clear.
Yeah, because we can't say he's not an every down back because he was hurt, because Miles was always hurt, and we still fed him the rock.
Swift didn't get the ball. For some reason, Swift ain't get the ball.
I think because the Eagles ain't want to have to pay him no money.
I think so, too. Remember I was telling y'all that in the beginning of the year? I said they didn't want to overuse him because they didn't want to pay him.
Yeah.
And guess what? You ran into a team that got a big guy that could get low. So they stopped us on the what's the name, brotherly shove twice this year. They know how to.
First of all, you want to there say grabbing somebody by the neck and pulling the helmet.
Listen, he did, but they stopped him first. He was already stopped. He wasn't getting that first down on that play.
He jumped when he jumped on. He automatically jumped on his head and grabbed the helmet. He did.
Yeah, he pulled it. Yes, after they stopped him and he was pulling him to make sure. It should have been a call. It should have been a call, but they stuffed that play without a penalty. They stuffed that play at first. The same way they did earlier this season.
You can't get dragged by your head and say you got stuffed by the play. That it got stuffed because he got pulled by the head. Come on.
They can't even call it. He's a hurt sexual.
Y'all, that cost us big time. We would have scored a touchdown on that play, or we would have got the 2-point conversion.
Don't matter. Hurts gave it right back for the safety.
No, like I said, and I was ready to come into this game understanding her, and I do think that Hurts I do think his knee bothered him a little bit, but that's kind of the problem. Whereas though, when like I said, when I was saying about him and passing, I wasn't all that great on his accuracy and his arm strength and all that stuff. But I gave him the benefit last year because he made plays because his running was almost unstoppable. Well, without that running, he don't look like, and even last year when he was making plays, he would have subpar games and then come with a drive or two where he was running around and score.
Because what he did, he made up for poor game planning and scheming by his coaches. And he used his legs. Now
he will have subpar games. Them run around. Yep.
It needs to be more scheming, and they didn't.
I told you. First of all, what he said was, he said Tampa played the same defense the Giants played. Like you've seen it 2 weeks in a row. You've seen it 2 weeks in a row. You still didn't have an answer. You still didn't read the blitz. Hurts.
You know how disrespectful. You know how disrespectful that is. You know how disrespectful that is for a team to do zero, all-out blitz on you constantly. That's the stuff you do to young rookie quarterbacks. That's the stuff you do to them dudes. You don't do that to vets. Vets want you to blitz them like that because they're going to pick you apart.
So why did
Hey, Manning loved when they blitzed him.
Why did they go to a max protection?
You didn't even have max protection. You had dudes running wide open. You
didn't have dudes wide open.
Hurts ain't it, Tim.
And when they ran wide open,
they can't read a D.
They never turned around. It's like you running all these outs.
Yep, under center, that type stuff. Yeah.
You need a new coach.
You got to give me quarterback. You got to give me quarterback right now.
No, you don't.
They did. You know what? X-Men Hurts said Goddard had that middle run. That's the play. He showed running across the middle. Stop listening to dudes all the time. And he said Goddard's coming across the middle. You talk about when he tried to force the touchdown in the in that 4th and 5. Goddard was coming across the middle. They showed him. After that play, Goddard went to the sideline and wanted to slap the earring right off Hurts' face. I'm telling you, you could tell. Mariota came and said, no, calm down. Don't hit him. He cool. Hurts
that being said, it might just be a down year for Hurts, but now it leaves to say, was last year the fluke or was this year the fluke? But see, some people in here, Tim and Ephraim, will tell you that Hurts was having an outstanding year. That Hurts was playing great this year.
In the league. He better than the whole league.
Better than all of them. No, he wasn't.
You
can't be considered the best quarterback in the league, and you have multiple games where you had quarterback rating under 70.
No, that happens, especially when your offense, when you causing turnovers and everything for you, or dropping. Like Goddard's a fraud too.
So now everybody's a fraud but Hurts.
Quarterback on the sideline.
I know it's he about to be our Toby. He about to be the Eagles' Toby. He done got that big contract. Now he about to be Toby. Remember how everybody hate Toby because Toby get paid so much? He about to be Toby.
It's a shame because if you saw the tackling, we're not even addressing all of y'all want to just bang on Jalen, but the tackling in this game was atrocious.
Oh, I agree. It was up until it wasn't, and we had a chance to come back and win. It never
stopped being atrocious. It was
you out your rabbit mind. When they was getting them sacks,
the tackling.
How many chances did we have? How many chances did we have on the offense to come down and tie the game?
I'm not.
Hold on. We had at least 4 or 5 chances, right?
We just spent 19 minutes.
Let's say 4. Did we have at least 4 chances on offense? Did the defense give us 4 chances to come tie the game? Yes or no?
Listen, I'm not. If y'all let me know when y'all want to talk, when y'all want to address the defense. Y'all can go ahead. Y'all can keep talking about Hurts and everything.
We already know the defense sucks. We already said this. We knew this coming in.
I already know that Jalen didn't have his best game. But we have identified
Jalen ain't have his best 6 games.
You got a Cunningham problem. You got a linebacker problem. You have
a quarterback problem.
The defensive line struggle. We need some real.
How many sacks did we have tonight?
What how many missed sacks that we had?
How many sacks did we have?
I don't know. 2, maybe 3. Our defense stunk.
We have 4. We have 4 sacks.
Not timely. We need the ones that we really needed in the beginning. We didn't get them.
Well, this is one thing I will. I listen. I agree that the defense was getting gashed, But that being said, and this is what I've
Nope.
said before, if your defense is giving up a bunch of yards and stuff, if you can hold the other team at least. I remember when Dallas used to have, when they were good, and they used to have that bend but don't break defense. And the teams would move up and down the field, but then when you got in that red zone, you weren't getting in the end zone. And then when they went down the field, they scored touchdowns. So we've had multiple times where we've held dudes to field goals, and then our offense does nothing. After a while, you already, like, we were sitting here and we was talking in the chat. It was like, yeah, the defense is due to break. Like after they made like about, it was like 2-3 stops. It was like, yeah, they ain't making no more.
That defense, first of all, switching coordinators in the middle of the season.
All that being said, the defense gave you a chance.
Defense didn't give us a chance.
Oh,
see, that's where you're delusional.
Yeah.
Defense should have played a lot better, especially
offense should have played way better. They had 9 points.
I think 9
points.
We spent 19 minutes talking about the offense. I'm done with the offense. I know what they do. I said,
I don't care. This is this day and age in the NFL. This day and age in the NFL, you have to give me more than 9 points. I'm sorry. 9 points ain't it.
Okay.
So go ahead, Tim. What's your biggest problem then?
Problem is the coaches and the schemes. And the fact, and we need a new head coach. We need a new head coach. We need a new defensive coordinator. We need new players. All that, just getting all these players, like he tried to do what he did last year. You got to evolve. You got to do things different.
Hey, Will, make some room on that couch. We come and sit down and watch the next round together. Cowboys fan.
I knew he was going to lose after all these Eagles fans, the way they was coming
down. At least we lose at home. Win the division and lose the first at home.
Yeah, we ain't lose at home.
We should have. Losing 6 of the last 7 games is terrible.
Yeah.
6 of the last 7. Somebody
I might take Dak over Hurts right now.
6 of 7 is terrible.
I don't think Dak. Well, Dak did throw the pick 6. I don't think Dak actually had as horrible a game. He didn't he throw for like 400 yards or something.
He threw 2 picks. That was all garbage yards. Don't let them garbage time yards.
Was it?
Yes.
They wasn't. Yeah, you're right. That's right, because they was getting stomped. Nah, it's different to take an L at home. It's different to get stomped out at home.
It was like 42-16 at one point in the fourth quarter.
Oh, there's different L's. There's different L's. When you win a division and you got the home game against your first playoff game, you're supposed to win that. You're supposed to win that. So we ain't going L's not. And
wait. First of all, let me address something too. Tim talk about this the worst collapse. I don't think this is the worst collapse the Eagles ever had. I think Rich Kotite year was even worse. When we started off 7-2 and then lost 7 straight games. We lost 7 straight. We played 7-2. The 7th game we won, we blew San Fran out, who ended up winning the championship when Charlie Garner was running all over him. And then we lost 7 straight games and they make the playoffs. That was the worst collapse.
We won 7 in our last 8. So this
okay, but we still won the first 10 that we won is the only reason we made it to the playoffs. That team wasn't even good enough to make it to the playoffs. They were 7-2.
They said no team in NFL history ever went 10-1 and not get 12 wins. We established that. No one ever did that.
Wow, Jalen breaking records.
So is Sirianni. And that's why he got to go. That's why he has to go.
No, you know what it is? Hate Toby. What it is I've said from the jump, when we first got Jalen Hurts, my whole thing was let him play for a quarterback competition. I didn't want to just give him the quarterback slot. But he played a little off the first couple years. And the first 2 years he played, Tim was saying how he was still a rookie. So now, is he still a rookie now, Tim? Or he only played 1 year now? How many years now?
He in his second full year. What's going on?
He in his second half rookie season.
Yeah. Jalen be back. He'll be all right next year.
But my thing about that, and what I've said about Jalen was, I don't think that he has the arm capacity to be that passing quarterback. But last year I had to concede because he did a lot of running and padded a lot of stats with the tush push or the brotherly shove, whatever you want to call it. He padded a lot of stats with that, and he didn't turn the ball over. And he did make plays for us to win, but a lot of them plays was with his legs. now it looks like he gotta have the legs. I mean, I try to give him the props for it. And in all honesty, he earned the contract that he got because the way he played last year. But that looks like a fluke. And I was called all kind of.
This is why
I've been called all kind of Jalen haters. I've been called a Jalen hater all this time.
Because you are a Jalen hater.
When you give a quarterback a big contract after one good year, this is why it's a problem. This is why. Now we have a quarterback problem. We got a dude that can't read defenses, that don't get along in the locker room. You seen how he was when Goddard was all in his face, like.
So you saying
this is why all this stuff is coming out.
It ain't just one time. You also had. It looked like Hurts lost the locker room at some point.
He ain't lose no locker room.
He did.
I think AJ. You think AJ coming back?
I'm out. Y'all have fun.
You think AJ coming back?
Yeah, he'll be back.
Okay. AJ mess around and be over there with Dak next year. I don't know if they both gonna be on the Cowboys. You talking about the N-word? The boy, Jerry Jones looked like he probably called half that locker room the N-word, especially the quarterback.
Jalen, I know Jalen ain't say that. Keep Dak there. Keep Dak there. Him and Hurts both trash.
I mean, hey, listen, I can't hate on what Jalen did last year. He deserved to be in the MVP running last year, but. Like I've been saying, even back to last year, I kept making the same point about the offense, and I was being told that I was a hater talking about the offense when I said they go through too many stretches of doing nothing. They'll have a big quarter and score a couple touchdowns, and then score nothing else for 2 quarters, and then Hurts make a play down the stretch, and we win. And I said it's going to catch up to you. Unfortunately, it caught up to us the last 6 games of the season. Actually, it caught up to us even more for that because for real, we shouldn't even have been 10-1. When you look at the Kansas City game, all them drops, we had games that we won because of bad officiating and from drops. We had a couple games that we really, for real, shouldn't have won. But we won them, and I was being told I was a hater because I was saying we really ain't deserve to win, and I'm hating it.
You are a hater.
It's not hating if it's the truth.
It's not the truth.
And it was all this, Hurts is the greatest, Hurts is this, Hurts is that.
He'll be back.
Hurts can't read a
back, and you'll be mad.
No, he definitely be back because they done paid him. We ain't got no choice.
Yeah, that's what
he's the Eagles Tobias. I'm gonna call him ET.
A real offensive coordinator here who could actually create and use their own plays. Get Nick Sirianni out of here. Get a real coach. So maybe
is there any chance that they couldn't draw up a bunch of plays because he can't?
Hold on. Let me address.
When Mariota got in here last year, he stunk.
X-Man, where did you ever say? First of all, where's the connection between Lamar Jackson and Hurts?
First of all, quarterback. It's a reason why Lamar drafted. What was Lamar Jackson drafted? Number 7, or was he last pick in the first round? Where he was drafted at? Right. It's a reason he was. I think he was drafted in the first round. It's a reason he was drafted.
Who you talking about?
Lamar Jackson.
Oh yeah.
Some dudes have intangibles. You got the arm strength, you got the speed. Jalen Hurts has nothing special about him as a quarterback. It's no hate.
Yes, he do. No. Yes, he do. He could bench press 600 pounds.
All right, listen. I'm not being honest.
He can squat. He can squat 600 pounds.
No, see, let's be honest. When you're drafted, either you got arm talent, right? Lamar got a little arm talent and he fast. Jalen Hurts really had none of that. He had a nice little soft touch ball. He really got the strong arm. So in order for him to be successful, a lot of things got to line up. You need the wide receivers running good routes. You need separation. You need a couple things, man. So read the bull draft profile.
So, okay, wait a minute. How about this?
Profile.
How about this? Tell me who and before you start saying like we would have hated on Lamar Jackson, who was Lamar Jackson's receivers? Jalen Hurts had a way better receiving core than because when Jalen Hurts didn't have this receiving core, when he inherited the same receiving core that Wentz had, he struggled. And then they went out and they got people to put around him. So then when they got the people around him, he looked better. You know, but that being said, it wasn't like he was willing and dealing and passing and throwing dudes open and stuff like that. So he's not on the same level as Lamar. Like I've always said, I still like to have my quarterback because if you got a rocket arm, He ain't been out. Okay, but what receivers has Lamar had? This year he got receiver. We're gonna see where he go. I think they're going to the Super Bowl.
I'm trying to pull up Hurts weaknesses.
Hey, X-Man, you know what? You're right. Jalen did have that when he first came in, but you know who else had that receiving core and everybody hated on? Wentz. Wentz took that receiving core to the playoffs. Remember? Ain't none of them dudes on that team when Wentz took them to the playoffs. Remember, Ethan, when we went to that Washington game and Wentz brought us back in that game and won it? None of them receivers is even in the league.
Here you go, Wayne.
And that was what he had.
Look, Wayne, let me look at Jalen Hurts' draft profile, right? Tell me if any of this stuff sound familiar. This is where he's getting drafted. Look at the boy draft profile. Here you go. Weaknesses. Slow recognition of early throw opportunities. Misses checkdowns and opts for harder throws. Forced speedsters at AU and Alabama to slow for deep throws. Needs to get better at trusting his pocket. Quick to drop his eyes when pressure mounts. More likely to void pocket than climb, scan, and throw from it. All these things, this is still his problem. They're still his problem. This is, you can't make this stuff up.
Hey, Norm B, Greg Ward was the best receiver he had that year, and the Eagles actually tried to bring him back at one point. Was like, nah, we can't do this. Eagles was picking up receivers from everybody else's waiver wire and tried to put that receiving core together, and that's what Wentz played with, but we ripped him and said how trash he was. Now, he became a head case after that, I agree. But that being said, to me, they coddled Jalen. And they got and Jalen, I think last year they got the best they could get from him. But as the NFL, not for long, people catch up to you if you don't got other bags in if you don't got more tricks in your bag. And his bag is pretty much he gonna run around, he gonna run past you, he gonna do the tush push, and that's how they gonna win.
This is a little frustrating, man. I you know what? I can't say it's that frustrating only because I hope we win, but in reality, the way we were playing, I knew it'd be hard. Sometimes when you got so much going on, it's hard to overcome all this stuff and come together as a team, because football is the ultimate team sport. Come together as a team and win. You got too much stuff going on. You got too much stuff going on in the locker room with the coaches, with the players. No, everybody has to be on the same page. Everybody wasn't on the same page. Too much going on. And you've seen it out there in the field.
But you know what causes that too?
Off on Hurts, you've seen it. Goddard didn't go off on Hurts in one play. Trust me, it wasn't just because of that one play. Trust me when I tell you.
And this is what I think happens. I think some of that stuff bothered these guys before. Like I do think that some of them, when you look at it, Hurts getting all these props. We had like Jack Dwight said, he made our O-line look bad. It was plays where I remember Ethan was showing us in certain ones. He was like, look, it's a pocket. And he was taking off and running. Now, I do think in the last couple of weeks, he was trying to stay more in the pocket, but in the pocket, he couldn't operate.
Let me
listen, I don't care about the pros. I play football too, and I know some dudes that were stars on the team that was idiots. Guess what? You ever notice how in certain sports, sometimes the role players are the better coaches, where the superstars don't make good coaches? Because superstars see stuff a certain way, and because they're better, they can adapt and do that. One of the only coaches I remember that was a superstar player and a good coach was Larry Bird. Some of them other coaches in basketball and stuff, dudes was great players, but can't coach. Michael Jordan was the best basketball player of all time before LeBron got here, and he can't even put a team together. So don't tell me about the pros and what they know.
X-Man, I've been saying that about Hurts. If you go look at our old podcast, I always had a problem with him running out the pocket early. I always had a problem with him navigating the pocket. He doesn't navigate the pocket. He always tries to sprint out to the left or the right. He doesn't climb the pocket like he said. All these things we've been talking about since Hurts' first year in the league. I've been talking about this. It's nothing new. We've been going back and forth about Hurts. If you listen to the pod enough, X-Man, you know. Stop bringing up this foolishness. You listen. You hear.
No, I'm not talking about I'm talking about the year. I'm not talking about that year with Aguilar. I'm not talking about the Super Bowl year, none of that. I'm talking about the year when we had a makeshift team and we made it to the playoffs. Matter of fact, it was Wentz last year. The last year he made it to the playoffs, and then he got hurt in the playoffs. But that was that year. when we and we went down to Washington and we had to beat Washington at Washington to get in the playoffs and all that. That year, that receiving core was horrible. We had a whole bunch of dudes that ain't even in the league no more, except for what they said, Ward, who had a cameo appearance one of these seasons.
Somebody said something about Nelson Aguilar. I think Nelson Aguilar had the best year with Wentz.
No, he was saying, because I said none of the receivers from that year, that last year Wentz was quarterbacking before Hurts got here, none of those receivers are still in the league. And he said Nelson, but we didn't have Nelson that year. Nelson was over there in he was over there in Oakland at the time, I think.
He did go to Oakland, that's right.
I mean, it's frustrating, but
Nelson Aguilar,
mean,
best year was 2 years in Philly. 17 and 18, where he had 62 catches and 64 catches. His other best year after that was 48, and that was with Las Vegas. So his best years is with the Eagles in 17 and 18, where he had his best years.
Mm-hmm. Hey, listen, Norm B, everybody in here know how I felt about Hurts from the minute we put him in there to start. And I'm not saying that he's trash and he can't be a solid and good quarterback, but I think that everything needs to be optimal for him to win. I don't think that he can be. When I'm looking at, we had guys in here talking about him being better than Mahomes. People that went to bed early tonight was in here talking about he was better than Mahomes. He was the top quarterback over Mahomes. Mahomes ain't got no receivers. He got dudes dropping the ball left and right, and he still was putting up numbers. So I'm not saying Jalen's trash. Jalen is a solid quarterback, and we can win with Jalen if you have optimal situation. But that being said, if things ain't, and I think to Ethan's point, I think it's been certain things the team was feeling a little bit some kind of way with certain stuff. And the thing is, when you're winning, you can't really complain about it. But when you start losing, that's when you hear people starting to murmur. Exactly, Jack. That winning is a great deodorant.
So, but yeah, the way the team was just going downhill, maybe things that come out later about what really is the problem, because you hear a lot of different things about what the problem is. But there's a serious problem on this team. There's a serious problem. The first story started coming out where Jalen, he's not is a locker room guy, whatever, leader. Things like that was coming out about Hurts' character, assassinated his character. So I don't know what's going on.
When were they saying that? I wasn't even paying attention to that.
You ain't heard that about Jalen in the locker room, and they want him to be more of a leader in the locker room and stuff like that?
Oh, yeah. They wanted him to be more vocal. Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know. Sometimes you do gotta be more vocal. Maybe his thing is lead by his work ethic or what he do, but
But see, this is where you could miss me. This is where you can miss me with the whole team, this, that, and other. Because when we was winning, it was Jalen. That's what we're not going to do. If you was one of them people talking about Jalen Hurts winning this, Jalen Hurts. Everything Jalen was doing everything for us to win. Jalen the MVP. Jalen, the tush pitches unstoppable because Jalen discounting everything that all the rest of them dudes is doing. So now when we lose, we got to blame the whole team. It ain't just Jalen. Jalen stunk today. And he stunk a few times this season.
It was. I'm not just saying that. They was questioning Hurts' leadership.
His vocal. They was questioning how much of a vocal leader he wasn't. But yeah, Jalen is. He's the pom guy, like the what you call it, what's the sayings? What we call them things? The cliche. He give you all the cliches. Yeah, we gotta work hard. We gotta grind, put our nose to the wheel. We got to come back, do better next game. We got all that. Where did I say he can't play? I just said Jalen is not a bum. I just see this is what I'm saying. Y'all hearing what you want to hear? I just said Jalen was not a bum. I just said that he needs optimal situation for him to win. He's not the dude that's going to put the team on his back and do it by himself. Because we say all we want, but we had one of the best receiving cores, and we had a solid running game. We had one of the best offensive lines and one of the best defensive lines last year.
Yeah. That carried us to the playoffs. We still got that same old line though. We just ain't run the ball behind them. I don't know what's going on We just ain't
No,
run
I
the
think
ball.
they said Jalen. No, I think AJ was hurt, and they told him he had to sit and couldn't play, and I think that's why he got in his feelings a little bit. I think he wanted to be. I think he might be a little bit like a T.O. type. Remember how T.O. ain't want to sit? T.O. was like he gonna still come back and play even though his joint was broke, and he was like he wasn't gonna get back in enough time. I think he still wanted to play, but I think the Eagles coaches and them might have got tired of AJ Brown a little bit because AJ Brown was doing some complaining about getting the rock and all that other stuff.
Listen, let me ask you this: as a leader of your team, if Goddard's out there yelling at you, and you the quarterback, what do you just?
So what?
Tim
Tim in the background highlighting stuff. If you ain't on here, don't be on here.
What do you do? Do you if you Jalen Hurts and Goddard is screaming at you, do you just sit there and take it? Like, what do? You just hopefully it rolls off. You don't want no spotlight on the camera.
He did the same thing when AJ was yelling at him.
I don't know.
See, Tim is like Hurts. He hiding behind. You see how Tim hiding behind the curtain? He the man behind the curtain. He hiding. He's saying little comments. He highlighting
he's starting to
stuff
remind
that
me.
he said.
Jalen Hurts is starting to remind me of Russell Wilson. I don't want a quarterback with no emotion. I don't want my leader to have no emotion, high or low whatsoever. I need some passion out there. I need some emotion on the field, man. For real. I need that. It Hurts gives you nothing.
Listen, I don't even care. I don't even care if he does all that.
I just want some emotion. No, I need some
just
emotion.
want him to be. He gets some emotion whenever he get one of them runs. He get up and puff his chest out a little something. I just want to see. I would prefer to see the quarterback toss the rock around and
then he never answers the question.
And he never the blitz.
He avoids every question. They asked him about the bomb to AJ. Well, it's either the right. It's either the right play or it's the wrong play, depending on what the outcome was. Well, the outcome was bad. So what was it? Well, we just gotta move on to the next play because the phone didn't ring for AJ at that time.
Hey, our offensive
phone rang for Devontae Smith. When the phone ring, you gotta answer it.
Our offensive coordinator last season, how many years was he with us? Was he with us a couple of years?
Hurts, I don't know, but Hurts can't scramble for years because he got a spy on him. You see what happened when he tried to scramble?
Yeah.
Dude almost knocked the block off on one play.
Teams is basically saying they're going to stop the run. So was Hurts? Did Hurts stink the offensive coordinator's first year? So you telling me Hurts stunk that year? Or did he play good with a new coordinator that year? So, I mean, like I said, it is to Tim's point. It is a lot that has to be addressed on this team. This kind of collapse tells me something stinks on the inside. There's some kind of discord. But guess what? We talking all that. You know what you might end up losing? I think Kelsey might actually retire this year. Lane Johnson might retire from all these injuries. It's all if you get that offensive line, start retiring and leaving out, you won't really see how good the boy is. Yeah, Tim ran. He ran from his work. He just in the background. That's him, the Uncensored Philly Sports Podcast, commenting and highlighting the comments that people he like because he couldn't take the pressure. Young Jalen. He crying on his Hurts jersey.
All right.
But all right.
I got a couple minutes left of power.
I hope the rest of y'all week. I hope the rest of y'all week is better than that. Hey, 6-1. We get to see Bede and Joker Wednesday. Ain't that? Don't we play Denver Wednesday?
We play Denver tomorrow.
Ain't nobody asked you.
Right. So this is a real good show. Thanks for all the support for this wonderful Eagles season. Too bad. Well, it ended in a whimper. I guess I will say we were embarrassed, humiliated. Everybody got to take some blame. Everybody got to take blame for this loss. And so hopefully we can come back next year and be better. But tomorrow we play the Eagles. We play Denver Nuggets.
He better play tomorrow. If they played him today, he better play tomorrow.
Yeah, he stayed in the game against 30 and 10. All right, y'all do us a favor.
No, he been had his 30. He just stayed for the 10.
Yeah, but exactly. That was still.
Because before you throw that hate on him, while B was out, the Sixers actually almost lost that game. They was up 20 and ended up winning by 9. So Houston started making a run back when B wasn't in there. So if he was really being greedy, he would have came back in and sealed the deal earlier.
Anyway, he should have. He was stat chasing. But y'all, can you do us a favor?
Well, we know Jalen wasn't.
The like button. Can y'all really click the like button, please, and subscribe to the channel, y'all. We definitely appreciate the support. But all right, y'all, like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. We're gonna catch y'all in the next podcast. We out.